Hello lovelies and welcome back to Art a la Carte. In my last video, I drew 3 different sketches and let you choose and vote which one moved on to the next part of the creation process. And a huge majority of those votes went to the second design, which is braids. A lot of you also voted for buckets. In fact, many of you suggested that I put a bucket in the picture, and I actually started that with this sketch. I found that I was inspired by the fairy tale Goose Girl, and so I wanted to put a goose in the picture as well. And then I ended up liking the goose so much that I got rid of the bucket and just kept the goose. So there we go. Now this part of the creation process can take a lot of time, going through and refining your sketch. In fact, this one had, I think, 3 different SketchUps after the initial, the quick design sketch, the idea sketch. Then there was 3 different ones, and you'll see I'll take some and put them next to each other and pull elements off of them that I like for inspiration. But I find this process, if I don't rush the actual sketching process and putting in the elements and figuring out the pose, that I tend to like the pictures better. You'll see that through the sketching process, her pose becomes a little bit more natural. It's not as stiff. I think about different elements like her dress and her arms and what are they doing, and I want to put in the little tiny details. From that point, then I move into what I would consider the inking process. And for this, I'm doing a little bit different. I'm not using an ink pen. I'm using a pencil tool because I want a really soft line art. And again, this part takes a long time. I didn't record this part because it's pretty meticulous as far as adding in line art, but I liked how it looked. So from here, we're moving on to the colorization. And this is a step that I don't tend to do very often, and it's so helpful when I do. And that is to make a swatch test, to lay out some colors and to see which goes the best. For swatching, you don't have to color detail. In fact, I'm just tossing them in here. And that's when I remembered that Clip Studio Paint, which is what I'm using to color, has a really cool feature that smart fills in your colors. I can't remember what it's called. Push that button and it takes the colors that you've kind of laid out generically and it fills it in, kind of. I definitely wouldn't use it for a finished piece, but it gives you an idea. And it oftentimes, like this one, gives me a little bit more idea with coloring, like as it blends things out a little bit. So I have fun with this. I did a video when this feature first came out, I think 2 years ago. So if you want to learn how to use this feature in Clip Studio Paint, there's a couple things you have to do to set up your picture. But I'll link that video at the end of this video or in the description box below so you can check it out. But I decided just to go through and try out a few different colors. So I started off with kind of that blue shade, then I went with this pink one, which kind of reminded me of the flower fairy from Tinkerbell's Friends, Rosetta. Then I did a green and with kind of yellow hair, and I threw this purple bow in there. I'm not sure why, but when I did the blend, I loved how the purple kind of just added a little bit of pop of color in there. I don't know, I like that one. The next one I decided to go super dark with, and then, I don't know, I bumblebee themed because then I put some yellow stripes in there. Not my favorite. Didn't turn out as great, as okay, but as you can see, yeah, she's a little orange. Though I liked how the braids kind of had that streak effect. At this point, I was becoming extremely creative and just threw in some color. I wanted to see if it would ombre the braids out, and I added some other weird color choices, but I did. It did beautiful on the ombre. Let's see, the next one I decided to go with like a more of a darker tone, and a kind of a rich scarlety red. And I think this one turned out really nice as well. For the final one, I decided what would happen if you just randomly threw in blotches of color, like not even caring about placement or anything. What would it look like just for fun? And she turned into this prism kind of thing, but I love the color combination of her pink face with that bluish purple hair. So that might be inspiration for another picture down the road. But I went through and picked out my 4 favorites, and I'm going to post them up here for you. So we have pink, we have blue, we have red, and then the last one I chose that I liked was the green. And I'm gonna let you guys choose. You guys get to vote again. So in the comment section down below, vote which color combination you like, pink, blue, red, green, and I will go with that. Now again, this is just kind of an overall vague idea of the color concept, so it's not gonna look exactly like that, obviously, but I'm gonna let you make the next choice, so do it. Also, for those of you who want your own copy of the line art, I have it for free on my Patreon page. It's absolutely free. You don't have to be a patron, it's just put it over there so you can download it. I'll put a link to that in the description box below, you can go check it out. Follow along with these videos to see how this piece eventually turns out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, God bless you guys, stay creative, be kind to each other, and we'll see you in the next art video. Bye-bye!